Tony is a 15 times World Bowls champion. He's a former winner of the UK Breeder of the Year.
Welcome to judging of the toy group. Our judges in the arena, Tony Alcock, and I'm Alison Mitchell alongside Laura Crombie. Laura, tell us a little bit about our judge for the toy group.
Well, coming into the ring, we have Tony Alcock, OBE. He is chair of the Kennel Club. He's a real toy man, so he's bred Japanese Chin, King Charles Spaniels, Chihuahuas, and he was actually a Breeder of the Year at the Porsches, which is like the dog Oscars.
And our first best of breed is the Affenpinscher coming in.
And now we have the Australian Silky Terrier best of breed.
Next in is the
Bichon Frise, unmistakable.
Followed by the Bolognese.
Slightly more rugged appearance of the Bolognese best of breed.
Next,
the biggest breed group, biggest breed entry, rather, in this group, the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, nearly 300 of them.
And the first of our Chihuahuas, the long coat variety, the slightly bigger entry of the two.
And followed by the smooth-coated, the Chihuahua just packed full of personality.
And our next best of breed is the Chinese.
Now, some breeds really are unmistakable, and the Chinese Crested has to be one of them.
Next, we're joined by the Coton De Tulear.
So many distinctive breeds here. The Coton De Tulear, the royal dog of Madagascar.
And that's followed by the
Slightly more workmanlike. This is the English Toy Terrier, also known as the Black and Tan Terrier.
Our next best of breed in this toy group is
this
the
one,
Griffon Bruxellois.
Belgian breed, the Griffon Bruxellois.
Followed
by the national dog of Cuba, we have the Havanese.
We're next joined
Slender
by
and
the
dainty.
Italian
This is the Italian Greyhound.
And we're now joined by the Japanese Chin.
In comes the Japanese Chin, actually originated in China.
Our next best of breed is the King Charles
Now the
Spaniel.
King Charles Spaniel comes in, 54 of them at Crufts this year.
And we followed that with the
Now, this is the little lion dog, or Lowchen.
Oh, a breed that takes a fair amount of grooming. Stunning Maltese.
You don't want to be near a puddle with that, do you?
And we're now joined
This
by
is the miniature Pinscher.
Our next best of
The little
breed is
butterfly
the
dog,
Papillon.
the dainty, friendly Papillon, was a best in show, this breed, back in 2019.
And that's followed by the Pekingese.
Now, the distinctive rolling gait there of the Pekingese.
We're now joined
I think
by
the crowd already see this
Pomeranian.
as a bit of a favourite. Wait for the cheers. The Pomeranian comes in, the smallest of the Spitz breed.
From a really big grinning kennel. Then our pug comes in, second biggest entry in the group, so another cheer.
We're now joined by the Yorkshire
Here is the Yorkshire Terrier. Again, so distinctive, that centre parting, and the red ribbon, of course.
And
finally, our representative from the import register. This is the Russian toy, a breed you might not have seen before.
My colleagues, Kim Silverton-Beale and Jenny Shaw-Weaver in the commentary box.
Thank you, Stuart.
So here are all the best of breeds from the toy group, these small companion or lap dogs, some in this group simply due to their size. But a job now for Tony Alcock to determine a shortlist.
And he really is a toy expert. He knows what he's looking for in this group. And these breeds, they're just friendly personalities. They love people. These are dogs that want to sit on your lap, on your face, on your shoulder. They don't want to be on the floor.
Very obviously, their similar stature
And they can be quite good in terms of a smaller space to live in, needing, in some cases, less than half an hour exercise per day. But we've still got a real variety, haven't we, of type, different shapes, different outlines, and none more so than the Chinese Crested.
And a real sort of variety of origins as well. So we've got Chinese breeds, Japanese breeds, and then we've got a couple of English breeds actually on the vulnerable breeds register here as well.
Yeah, always good to highlight those vulnerable breeds. And it can sometimes be that when one does make a shortlist, goes through to best in show, it highlights the breed and all the positive points of the breed, and the hope that more puppies would be registered in a year. The vulnerable breeds list is where there's less than 300 puppies registered in a calendar year.
And Tony just here looking at the heads, the expressions. Lots of these dogs should be really alert. And we can see a couple of breeds flown slightly differently. So the Pekingese is shown with its face towards us. Some stunning outlines there, the Yorkshire Terrier in particular. That's the one breed which can be shown on a red box, which we may see later.
Is the Affenpinscher. Zena Thorne-Andrews was the judge of Affenpinschers today and had an entry of 8.
The first best of breed in the toy group is the Affenpinscher of German origin. It was developed originally to kill vermin in the south of the country. And the name Affenpinscher literally, well, roughly translates to monkey mutt, and characterized by this monkey-like face we can see here. It's one of the oldest breeds in the group.
And interestingly, this is one of the youngest dogs I've ever seen in a group at Crufts, less than a year old, just 11.5 months. This is Harold, a dog from Scotland, following in the footsteps of his granny by being here in the Best in Show ring at Crufts.
Note the leg action, a bit of a almost goose step, that strutting motion the judge will be looking for. Forelegs pretty straight and that tail curving gently over the back.
And the judge really looking for that monkey-like expression as the dog moves towards him.
Next on the table is the Australian Silky Terrier.
Here we have Maya, a 4-year-old female from Finland, our representative in the Australian Silky Terriers. This breed made up of a mixture of Australian and Yorkshire Terriers. They should be smart and curious.
The breed is developed by crossing the Australian Terrier with the Yorkshire Terrier.
You see that coat specifically parted from the very nape of the neck down to the root of the tail, well groomed and glossy. And as we can see, they should be able to see daylight underneath the dog, particularly when it moves, because that hair should never impede the dog's movement.
And we are looking for a sort of terrier-like grit in the Australian Silky Terrier. Although they're in the toy group, they should have that really alert, keen expression. And the coat should feel glossy. It's kind of fine to the touch.
If it's a cross between an Aussie Terrier and a Yorkshire Terrier, is that a Pommy Aussie dog? Can we call it a Posse?
You can try and coin that. That could happen. Ali's making it happen.
That's our best of breed Australian Silky, 7546. Next, we see the Bichon.
Now just look for those distinctive corkscrew curls of the Bichon Frise. Bichon means white dog, and Frise describes those soft curls. And that coat as well doesn't shed. Bichon's a family of dogs originally found in the Mediterranean area of France, where that breed was developed.
These dogs have been immortalised in paint.
They're a really intelligent breed. They like to have stimulation, but they also enjoy their home comfort. It takes a lot of grooming to get the dog looking as good as Ronnie does here. He's a 2-year-old dog from Northamptonshire, has 11 challenge certificates and a previous group winner, so could he top it at Crufts?
Most breeders believe that the Bichon was developed from the Maltese, crossed with
Now you should be able to see those hind pads as the dog moves away from the camera. That neck looking to be carrying the head high and proud. And they're a very happy, lively breed. And that tail, as we can see it, curve over the back.
Next breed on the table is the Bolognese.
The effortless gait of the Bichon Frise.
There were 33 Bolognese, and best of breed was this dog, 7674.
Now we have a local competitor from Birmingham. This is Enzo, a 3-year-old Bolognese. There were just 33 of them here today, and it's an ancient Bichon type of breed originating in Italy. That flocked coat is a real calling card of the breed. We see lots of smooth-coated breeds here in the toy group, but this really is a sort of a fluffy texture to it. Should have no curl whatsoever.
And flock meaning that it falls into these separate locks of hair. And with a name like Bolognese, Italian in origin, taking the name from the Italian city of Bologna, and it's described as sturdy. And the judge will be looking for a square and compact outline, of course, with that distinctive coat.
Now, unlike some of the breeds that track onto a single track, when they move, you can see the legs move parallel front and back on a Bolognese.
They were brought to the UK by this summer and first shown during that year in the breed registry. In 2001, the breed was able to be shown in their own right, in their own breed. That's our best of breed Bolognese, number 76.
Well, there were 290 Cavalier King Charles Spaniels entered here at Crufts, the biggest breed entry in the toy group. A close relation of King Charles Spaniel that features in the group later. The Cavalier should be a sporting dog bred to a smaller size. That skull should be flat between the ears, no domes. And breeders have been working very hard to avoid exaggeration.
It's possible that the Cavalier developed from a red and white spaniel.
This is a 2.5-year-old female called Isa, here from Spain. Already a big winner overseas. She's won in France, and her owner says she's the loveliest girl in the world. And this breed really does. That expression, I feel like it just captures your heart. They're just going to, you would forgive anything from this dog.
Looking again at those forelegs and hind legs moving in parallel as Isa moves across the carpet.
We're looking for free-flowing, elegant action, and that coat long and silky. The first of our Chihuahuas is the long-coated variety, and this is Million, here from Sweden. And a previous Best of Breed winner here at Crufts has taken a Group 3 before. Can we go one step better today?
Well, the pet name is Million, so will Million be one in a million to make it through to Best in Show?
Or maybe 1 in 2,228 dogs. Who knows? Now, I love the description of a Chihuahua's expression. They should be saucy looking, which I think says a lot, doesn't it?
And it's said that in a Chihuahua's mind, despite its size, it reckons it could be a wolfhound. And look at this confidence strutting across the carpet.
And that's a typical motion. It's kind of brisk, forceful action, the top line held firm.
And that distinctive ruff around the neck is for the long-coated Chihuahua. 171 of them at Crufts this year. The smooth-coated variety of Chihuahua. This one has come from Switzerland, so it's the same breed standard as the long head, but just that different coat and classically flared ears, that domed skull, shortish muzzle, and again the large dark eyes.
Now, there's a really lovely story here. This is Candy, a 4-year-old dog, and when not showing, he visits nursing homes with his owner to bring joy to the elderly. They say he's joyful, easygoing, and we're going to see him move off here. And again, a similar gait. We want something brisk, forceful on the move.
Remember, the Chihuahua is not designed.
Of course, the tail doesn't have the plume like the long coat, but still looking to see that it's carried up and over the back. And this one giving a good wag as well, looking very happy here on the centre stage at Crufts.
Yeah, so whereas we have a silky coat on the long here, we have a soft short coat. We can see that there as it moves out.
Next on the table, we see the Chinese Crested, judged today by
The instantly recognisable Chinese Crested. This is Azorsis, a dog just 15 months old, competing from Poland, where he's a big, big winner. This is a hairless variety where you just have the crest on the head and the tail. Sometimes we see the powder puff, which has more of a veil of long hair.
also known as the Abyssinian Sun Terrier.
Well, the Chinese Crested known for having a pretty happy temperament. Of course, that long flowing plume is a key feature, and we'll see it on the move. It should be carried up like a waving flag almost. It does come in two varieties with the hairless and the powder puff, but underneath that coat, the judge is feeling for a Really supple body, broad and deep chest, long and lean neck, and elegance in movements and expression here.
Yeah, we're looking for reach with the front legs, drive from behind. As you said, the tail carried up and over, and the ears should be large and erect in this, the hairless variety. They can be carried lower in the powder puff. 123 Chinese crested here today.
Chinese Crested 8362.
This year at Crufts, we welcome 60 Coton De Tulear for Judge.
Now the Coton De Tulear has a really distinctive coat as well. That texture is more important than the length, and it should feel cotton-like. It should be full and supple, slightly wavy. And you don't trim it either, except for tidying up the feet. This is the Coton De Tulear.
By ship during the 16th century.
This is the royal dog of Madagascar, only officially recognised as a breed in 1990, but is seen on the island of Tula for centuries. It should be longer than it is high, as we can see here, and underneath the skull, it's really important the judge get the hands on, because it should be a triangular skull and a slight rise and fall on the top line, which you really need to get hands on to appreciate.
And this 4-year-old Belle from North Lincolnshire was best of breed here in 2023. Best in show at the Coton De Tulear Club show as well. So real quality in Belle. Looking for that movement to be free and smooth.
Number 8398.
And the next dog on the table is one of the oldest of Britain's native toy breeds.
The first of the vulnerable native breeds here in the toy group. This is the English Toy Terrier. He's called Barney here from Dorset, and this breed evolved from the Manchester Terrier. It was a rat killer in the Industrial Revolution, also known as the Black and Tan Terrier because of that colour combination.
Black and Tan Terrier, and is closely related to the larger.
And this is one of the breeds which is on the vulnerable breed list, meaning that fewer than 300 puppies were registered in the last calendar year. But you can see that sort of fine bone of the back, and the ears described as candle flame ears. Thought to have come from the introduction of a little bit of Italian Greyhound blood, but looking here for this stylish extended trot, and should have a sort of flowing quality to the movement.
And Frank likes this one. So Frank Kane, our fellow commentator, has given this dog a best of breed before. He just picked the utility breed winner, so he's a good judge of character.
Picked out of 82 to be best of breed here this year.
Griffon Bruxellois. Michelle Swinch judged the breed today, had an entry of 72. The best
Griffon Bruxellois is another with a terrier-like personality, this one from Belgium. And it's got, again, a monkey-like face is a real feature. And so you can see why it's thought to share some ancestry with the Affenpinscher. Should have a quite a cobby-like appearance, sturdy and heavy of bone.
where they were developed as lap dogs for gentlewomen.
This is Felix, a 2-year-old dog from Dorset. His owner describes him as almost human. We're looking for a head that's relatively large in comparison to the body, and the coat should be rough and wiry to the touch. A free mover is what we're looking for. The tail again carried up over the back. That's a similar feature in many of the toy breeds we see here.
Popularity first by Queen Marie.
Judge will be looking for some good drive from the rear when on the move. Well-muscled thighs and high-set ears as well.
This a rough-coated Griffon Bruxellois. They can be smooth, but they're much rarer.
They were judged today by Richard Haynes, and from an entry of 77, best of breed was this bitch 8595.
The national dog of Cuba here on the table. This is our Havanese best of breed. It's another member of the Bichon family. Has a similar coat but comes in a wider variety of colours. It should be small, sturdy, friendly and outgoing.
The history of the Havanese is that the breed has had so many different names over the centuries.
And this one has travelled quite some distance, all the way from Montreal in Canada, to continue the international flavour of Crufts this year.
And it's interesting, actually, the toy breeds, they mature much more quickly than, say, your working or your pastoral. So this one, 2.5 years old, actually one of the older girls that we've seen so far in the competition.
So on the move, that coat should be soft and silky to the touch, can be wavy or curly, and always lively, the personality of the Havanese. And quite affectionate and an intelligent breed as well.
There were 77 Havanese here today.
Now on the table we see the Italian Greyhound, judged today by Gilberto Grandi from Italy. He had an entry of 103 and chose this dog.
The Italian Greyhound is really quite an exquisite breed. It's that dainty look about it. It can be described like fine bone china. That curved outline indicates the ancestry with the hound, and the Italian Greyhound is a miniature sight hound dating back to ancient Egypt and the Roman Empire, but it's more slender than a greyhound in every aspect.
And we're getting a great view there of those rose-shaped ears. And as the dog moves off, this is a breed that should be quick-moving, elegant, taking in those greyhound characteristics, but in a much smaller form. And the gait is very high-stepping, so you can see it sort of picks its feet up as it moves. That's a calling card of the breed the judge is looking for.
The Italian Greyhound Club of Great Britain was formed in 1900. And the future of
The judge will be looking for that coat as well when she was feeling to be short, fine and supple. And the breed standard describes it as having an aloof expression as well.
The Italian Greyhound 8724.
And the next dog we judge is the Japanese Chin.
Here we have 2-year-old Blaze, our Japanese Chin best of breed. Here from Ireland, a previous group winner at other championship shows, and described by the owner as full of personality and loving everybody. Chin means cat-like, and these breeds will often use their paw to wash their faces, just like a cat.
And the name Japanese Chin may be misleading, as it's
And one of the things which is quite specific to the breed is what's described in the breed standard as a look of astonishment on the face.
It does look permanently surprised. I get it.
What am I doing here at Crufts? Here are all these people. Why are they all watching me?
And we saw the Italian Greyhound picking its feet up. This is another breed which should lift its feet high on the move. It's described as being a stylish mover. You can see that your terriers are sort of more workmanlike. This is like, look at me strutting out.
become a fan favourite since. That's the best of breed
The Japanese Chin, and this one winning through from a group of 73 this year.
And now we see the King Charles Spaniel. These were judged for today.
The King Charles Spaniel is a sporting spaniel that's been bred down, different to the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. This one has a domed head, a slightly shorter muzzle, and a slightly smaller in stature as well. It's quite a cobby dog, compact and sturdy, very gentle and affectionate in nature as well.
Kept by the court ladies of Queen Elizabeth.
This is 4.5-year-old Schmeichel. Great name. Here from Leicestershire. Now, won its first best of breed at just 6 months old, this dog. So a real sort of early star in the ring, but still going strong at 4.5. Described as a perfect show dog by owner.
In 1587.
With a name like Schmeichel, you'd hope he'd be pretty good in a back garden game of football, wouldn't you? From Leicestershire, on the move now. Legs, ears and tails always heavily feathered. And that coat needs to be long, silky and straight. Can have a slight wave, as we see, but shouldn't be curly.
That's your best of breed.
There were 54 of our King Charles Spaniel here today.
And the next dog on your table for the Terrier Coton De Tulear.
Now watch out, because this is Cole and he is crazy, according to his owner. He's just 20 months old, a dog here from Northumberland, winning best of breed in the Lowchen, or little lion dog. Another member of the Bichon family, but it's trimmed to resemble a lion with a full mane.
And it's possible to trace a lot of the history of the breed to late 19th century enthusiasts.
Now those shaved hind quarters should feel warm to the touch, and one of the historical uses, if you like, of the little lion dog was for the lady owners would use them almost like a hot water bottle in bed to keep them warm. This is going back some time, of course, but it's also, of course, that trim gives the breed the symbolic power of a lion, and people felt that the dog was therefore protective.
And again, we want the tail carried up high over the back, and the movement here should be free, parallel, so the front and back legs moving in harmony, as we see here.
That's our best of breed version.
And this one just 20 months old.
Nicola Wellborn was our judge today for the Maltese, and we see on the table her best.
This a breed that, you guessed it, comes from Malta, the Maltese. In 1805, a Knight of Malta wrote about a breed of dog with long, silky hair. So this is the Maltese with a sweet nature, dark brown eyes, and that pure white coat, which once it gets on the move, that coat shouldn't ever hamper the dog's movement, and it should always be straight, as we see there. That must take a lot of work.
Now, two of our group winners are Italian, and this is Oliver, 3 years old, here from Rome, already a champion in America, in Italy, and top dog Italian breeds last year as well.
To have a Maltese in your pocket or handbag. Some even believe that the
A lot of champion dogs that we've seen across the groups already. On the move then, that top line should be level when on the move, the tail carried over the back and the head carried proudly as it is. Judge looking for a well-balanced dog and should have good drive from the back on the move.
And as with the Bichon, we want that contrast between pure white coat and the black pigment of the eyes and nose.
And we now turn our attention to the miniature Pinscher. Judged today by
Meet Trevor. This is a 2-year-old miniature Pinscher, here from Market Raisin in Lincolnshire, and the breed record holder, so a real big winner. This is a breed that's a miniature version of the German Pinscher, and they were developed as rat catchers.
The relationship stops there. The miniature Pinscher is a unique breed that is more than the...
Trevor was in fact best of breed at Crufts here last year, so he's got experience on this famous green carpet. And the miniature Pinscher can be pretty lively and high-spirited. That hair should be covering the body uniformity, and I think we see a bit of spirits here from Trevor.
And again, a high-stepping hackney action. You can really see that there as he reaches out with those front legs, driving from behind.
And the ears can either be pricked or dropped, and we see these ears dropped.
Life with a miniature Pinscher is never boring. That's our best of breed.
Now, Papillon was best in show in 2019. This is the friendly little butterfly dog because of those feathered ears, look like those spread wings of the butterfly. And it's thought to have been developed from European toy spaniels as far back as the 15th century in France and Belgium.
The history of the Papillon is traced like many toy breeds.
This is Sophia, a 17-month-old female. This is a real big Papillon kennel that she comes from here. Glen Robb showing her in the ring. She's just from down the road in Shropshire and was top puppy all breeds last year, so maturing nicely. Described as incredibly cheeky and adorable and knows how to get what she wants. She's an inspiration to us all.
I was going to say, can you say that about a lot of females? Now, 163 Papillons entered Crufts this year. So Sophia here, a real standout at just 17 months old. Elegant, highly intelligent. You see Papillons doing very well often in obedience and agility.
Here we have a really ancient breed, became popular in China and then popular in the UK in Victorian times. The Pekingese should be small, well balanced, with great dignity and quality. And this is Mikey, a 2-year-old dog, another local one from Gloucestershire. Now, the judge isn't stealing the Pekingese. It's really common to pick them up to feel the substance of the dog for its size. So that is a very normal thing to see.
Glad you've put me at ease there, Laura. Making sure he's well across the dog before we'll see him on the move. But those eyes should be set wide, that broad nose, nostrils wide open. The judge would be looking for. Really became popular in the UK back in the Victorian era, but great character. And as it moves, we should see this rolling gait due to the wide front and wider rear.
This one moving really nicely. It's a big ring when you're move out, it's brisk and buoyant. It's almost like like they're floating. I mean, this one's twirling, but it's almost
Just
like they're
showing off.
floating. Yeah, look what I can do. Seen the heel work to music, thinks it can do that too.
Big cheers in the arena for Garfield. So reserve in the toy group. Last year, best of breed, and loving it. Look at that smile.
It is a smile, and that is how you would describe it. And the real love the standoff coat there, giving that impression of a ball of fluff.
And the next of this toy group to be judged.
Here we have 2-year-old Sunny, our pug best of breed and top Scottish show dog last year. A pug, of course, one of our brachycephalic breeds, and for the first time this year, these breeds have had to have the Kennel Club's breathing assessment before they could even be entered today. We're looking for substance here, but in no way should this dog be too heavy or overweight.
Ancient Chinese documents state that short-nosed dogs with a description
The breed standard talks about it having well-knit proportions, and that coat short, fine and soft to touch. Pugs have very happy and lively dispositions, and the judge will have made sure that the dog has well-open nostrils, fairly large nose, clearly defined wrinkles on the forehead, but again, never over-wrinkled, no exaggeration.
That's our best of breed pug, 9524.
The Yorkshire Terrier, Silky Toy Terrier, the roots in the Yorkshire cotton mills, and dogs brought to Yorkshire by Scottish labourers. It became really popular with ladies as a house pet, but it is a dog that was bred for hunting rodents, and it is the only breed which can be exhibited on a red decorative box. We don't see that, but we do see that particular red ribbon, which is the hallmark of the Yorkshire Terrier, and that particular centre parting going from the nose all the way to the end of the tail. Fine silky texture.
This is 4-year-old Jenny, and I've actually met her before because this year I commentated in Celje in Slovenia at the European Dog Show, and she won the group there for the Terriers. There were 77 of them here today that she's beaten, and it really is the coat. You saw the judge there actually brushing the coat himself and having a look at it. The texture and the contrast between that steel blue and then the red is so important.
Look at this movement. Let's keep a flat top line when it moves, and the breed standard talks about it having a sense of importance as it carries itself, and I think we see that there with that tail held high as well.
Your best breed Yorkshire Terrier, number 9548.
Our final competitor comes from the import register. This is the Russian toy, a 3-year-old female called Zip, who's a Swiss champion. It's a breed that should be active, agile and bold, and they come in both long-haired, which we're seeing here, and short-haired varieties.
3-year-old Zip is a Swiss champion, said to have a lively and loving character, and the breed has only recently been revived in Russia. Getting going now. Fringed ears, not that dissimilar to the ears that we saw in the Papillon, but small and elegant, and the length of the leg slightly greater than the depth of the body, fine bone and lean muscles. So we've seen all the best of breeds in the toy group for 2025, and we'll find out in a moment who is making the shortlist.
So the judge really paying attention to the heads. They're so important in those breed standards, just trying to get the attention of the dogs. Moving down towards those Chihuahuas, the long-haired first, then the smooth. The Chinese Crested behind.
Again, such different outlines, different coats, and so many big personalities in so many small stature dogs. He's going to make sure that he has a good further look at every single best of breed in this toy group.
And it's interesting, we have quite a few breeds here that have to have that crisp, real white coat, and you can see that in the Coton De Tulear, in the Bichon, as we move along towards the Maltese. You can see that there as well.
Look at these dogs with their expressions. They're almost saying, pick me, pick me.
And this is when a good show dog comes into their own. They're not overwhelmed by the big ring, by the lights, by the crowds. They're like, look at me. That Papillon, a real big winner, top puppy last year. And interesting, the Yorkshire Terrier, we see them shown on red boxes, but that's less common in Europe, where this one's from.
We have 3 European dogs already through to Best in Show for this year. And we'll find out in a moment who the shortlist is going to be. He's had a good look. Who is Tony Alcock going to call forwards?
He wants to be 100% sure. He's going back again, taking one more look. But he heads over to the front of the line. In comes the Bichon. Both of our Chihuahua, so that's the long-coated first and then the short-coated. That little lion dog and the Maltese looking very smart to me. The Maltese comes in. And the miniature Pinscher. The Pomeranian to huge tears, the Papillon and that Yorkshire Terrier. That is a strong lineup. Big round of applause for our other finalists, but we have some big winning dogs here.
Well, the competition just seems to hot up, doesn't it? They have been whittled down, and we'll see them on the move again now. No doubt Tony Alcock will want to examine them closely once more. Another chance for each of these best of breeds to impress, for a chance to go through to Best in Show on Sunday night. We'll see that Bichon Frise move off first. This was 2-year-old Ronnie.
I remember we're looking here for the contrast between that pure white of the coat, the black of the pigmentation. This is an intelligent breed. You should see that in the expression, head carried proudly.
Described as playful and nosy. So the long-coated Chihuahua, 4-year-old Million. We wondered whether he could be one in a million, or at least one in these best of breeds in the toy group.
And the judge there looking for that forceful, brisk action. Firm top line, and again, just getting that alert, saucy expression.
Again, packed with personality, the smooth-coated Chihuahua comes forward. Candy, 4 years old, from Switzerland, already a champion dog. This is the one that visits nursing homes. Again, having a good look around, taking in the surroundings and owning it.
These dogs do not know how small they are. They think they're an Irish wolfhound inside. Now the Maltese is coming forward here. Again, a huge cheer, some real big support for these dogs. The crisp white coat there against the colour of that black pigment. This one moving really smartly.
That's Oliver from Italy. Already 2 Italian dogs through to Best in Show. The miniature Pinscher comes out, Trevor.
He's the breed record holder, remember, so a really big winner already.
Was best of breed here last year.
And now that young Papillon, I think this is just beautiful. Sophia, only 17 months old, a top puppy last year, with Glenrob there in the ring, a well-known Papillon kennel. Just putting those ears back there, but the judge will just try get the attention back.
And here comes the Pomeranian trotting out, bags of personality here. And does another, just trying to impress.
Just doing a bit more heel work to music. And second in the group last year, Garfield. So trying to go one step further today. Looking for that light, free-flowing movement there.
A crowd pleaser, as is the Yorkshire Terrier. 4-year-old Jenny from Spain.
Really in
champion
top
dog.
condition. You can see the gleam there on the coat. Imagine the work that has gone into that.
Well, decisions to be made then. Which of these are going through to Best in Show? Some wonderful champion dogs in there.
This is a really strong lineup for a toy group. That Papillon, the Pomeranian, the Yorkshire Terrier, those Chihuahua. I mean, any of these would be a brilliant competitor on Sunday night.
Well, last year it was a Papillon that went through to Best in Show. It was a Papillon Rafa, remember? Now Tony Alcock has his decision to make. Who's he going to call out first to go through to Best in Show? Taking his time, moving forward. Oh, and it is the Papillon! So for 2 years in a row, it's a Papillon that makes it through to Best in Show. And this Sophia from Shropshire, a big win in Kennel.
And a Papillon, of course, the last toy dog to win Best in Show. Second place in the group goes to that beautiful Maltese. In third, we have the Pomeranian. And the final spot goes to the smooth-coated Chihuahua.
Well, what a group it's been. Real quality. And just a tremendous result here for the Glen Robb Kennel and this young 17-month-old Papillon. Proud as punch to be going through to Best in Show.
Topping the toy group was this marvellous Papillon. Glenn, tell us a little bit about yourself, why this win is amazing, and tell us about this beautiful dog.
Yes, so my name's Glenn. This is Sophia. She's 17 months old, so a baby really. And she's very special because she is the daughter of a very famous Papillon of ours. So she's special.
You seem very, very calm and cool and collected. So what's the preparation now for Sunday night?
Just give her lots of fun. She's cheeky. She loves to have a lot of fun, so she'll be having that until Sunday.
Congratulations, Glenn, and well done to the toy group, which is the Papillon.
Well, Glenn is very happy, as is Sophia. Now, she is the dog we commented on, knows how to get what she wants. She's got top prize here. Can she do the same on Sunday?
And she's our first UK competitor going through. We've got 2 from Italy, 1 from Croatia, and now Sophia from Shropshire.
Very interested in that trophy, as she should be.
That's mine, I'm taking that. Oh, hello.
Oh, so alert. We're seeing a proper expression of those butterfly ears flapping forward and back.
The Maltese there in second place. And then we have the Pomeranian in third. Very famous kennel. They were in the breeders group, weren't they, on Thursday?
Still showing off. What a character. Absolutely wonderful.
And then another big overseas winner, that smooth-coated Chihuahua.
Thank you so much.
So that was Candy, the 4-year-old who'd come over from Switzerland. So the conclusion of the toy group, we've still got the gun dog, the working group and the pastoral groups to come here at Crufts 2025. But we know our first 4 dogs that are through to Best in Show.
So let's hear it for the